Aside raising funding and be a unicorn, the main goal is to impact of changing the narrative, taking charge of their lives, whether it's running a business or working for a company.
I fell in love with the opportunity to work with young people and channel their energy to nation building.
It's my job, once you join the team, to figure out how best you can use the strengths and even the weaknesses you have to advance the cause to prosperity for 1 billion people.
The generation before us helped us, and then we helped the next generation.
Well, our struggles may be singular, but our destinies are shared.
Newsroom live from our studios at number 5 Owula Hansen Lane at Tesano. My name is Inosafo. Coming up, government announces it will honor matured coupon and principal payments beginning March 13.
Minister has explained that they are still going through some reconciliation issues, and that will take them some time. So hopefully by the 13th of this month, they will be ready to start the payment.
Collation still ongoing at the Independent National Electoral Commission Center in Abuja, Nigeria, 2 days after polls aimed at replacing Muhammadu Buhari ended in the West African country. Police arrest man claiming to be an agent for the Ghana Education Service for allegedly defrauding a parent at the Free Senior High School Placement Center in Accra.
Like, the situation was that I saw this man and was very worried. Like, someone has helped me get a school to some few people I brought. I'm more of like an agent.
And later, President Akufo-Addo announces government will offer a state-assisted burial for former Black Stars winger Christian Atsu.
So I've asked the Chief of Staff, who unfortunately is outside Accra today, to make sure that we organize a state-assisted funeral for Christian Atsu.
For the details of our stories, government has announced it will honor matured coupons and principal payments beginning March 13. Payment of matured coupons and principals after an earlier announcement to honor the bonds after the 20th February settlement date for the domestic debt exchange program. My colleague Charles Owuskumi was there and has more for us. Charles, what more can you tell us?
Right. A few weeks ago, there were some agitations by some individual bondholders who had even threatened to picket at the Independence Square because bonds that had matured on the 6th of this month had not been paid by the Finance Ministry. Now, the Finance Minister took the opportunity to explain that this was because of the settlement period of the domestic debt exchange program, settlement of the new bonds, and he promised in a meeting with the Pensioner Bondholders Forum that the ministry was going to begin payment from the 21st of February after the settlement period. Now, 1 week after, the bondholders say that nothing has happened. The ministry has failed to honor its promise, and today a coalition of all these bondholder forums, the Pensioner Bondholder Forum, the Individual Bondholders Association of Ghana, and the Individual Bondholders Forum have formed a coalition, and today came to the Ministry of Finance to meet the Finance Minister to try to understand why this has happened, why the ministry has not been able to pay these coupon payments and principal payments that have matured. I caught up with the convener for the Individual Bondholders Forum, Dr. Edu Ananianchi, before they went into that meeting.
There have been some 2 bonds that have matured. The one maturing, or that matured on the 6th February, and another one maturing on the 20th February. These 2 bonds are due, and people who did not tender in those bonds are now entitled to their coupons and the principals. So we were not hearing anything from government as to what was going to happen when those coupons and the principals were going to be paid, and that is why we came as a group. The 3 individual bondholders groups have now come together as a coalition. We presented a letter to the minister this morning to find out when those outstanding bonds will be paid in terms of the coupon and the maturity value. So this is just to find out what government was doing to meet its own promise that is going to meet all the obligations of these bonds as and when they are due. So if one obligation is due on the 6th, another one due on the 20th, and we haven't seen government meeting it, then it calls for, there's a cause for us to come and find out what is happening.
The individual bondholders came to the minister to seek clarity on when payments on coupons and principals will be made. I asked Dr. Edu Ananianchi if the minister was clear enough.
Well, the minister recognizes that they have not been able to come out with any statement, and we said that is important. In this market, information flow is key. So if people are having their bonds and it's time for them to receive their payment, previously when you have these bonds, immediately on the day of payment, your account is credited. So that has been the norm. So if something was going to happen to change it, then at least people should be told. But we didn't have that information. But now the minister has explained that they are still going through some reconciliation issues, and that will take them some time. So hopefully by the 13th of this month, they will be ready to start the payment. And they are going to issue a press release this evening.
By the 13th of March?
March, yes, by 13th of March. Those will be sorted out. We don't know which ones, because by the 13th of March, I think some other bonds might also mature. So the statement will come and the statement will clarify which of the bonds are going to be refunded on this day or on that day. So we have to wait for the statement. But from the 13th of next month, maturity and coupons on on the bonds will be paid. But we don't know whether everything that has matured up to 13th will be paid, or the statement will say we will pay this on the 13th and then we'll pay the rest maybe after 13th. We'll wait to see from the statement.
Subsequently, the finance minister has released that statement. It states that the ministry was taking administrative steps to ensure the payments of coupons and principals resume by March 13. However, it did not specify the exact days and which matured bonds will be paid. Today's meeting clearly is all about a lack of certain communication. The individual bondholders say that they need clarity on the timelines that the ministry is going to honor its coupon and principal payments when they are due, because they say they also have obligations towards other people, their members and their dependents, and they need to make some explanations to these people about when they are receiving their monies. My name is Charles Osukumi. I've been reporting from the Finance Ministry for Citi News.
Let's do some more stories now. A man claiming to be an agent for the Ghana Education Service has been arrested by the police for allegedly defrauding a parent. The arrest took place at the Free Senior High School Placement Center in Accra. There's more in the following report by Citi News' Rachel Engman and read by Kweku Eduama Ansa.
The Free Senior High School facilitates self-placement and replacement of students in available schools, category A schools, as parents make efforts to enable their wards to be placed in various senior high schools. Some individuals have capitalized on the situation to defraud them. A young man who presented himself as an agent with the Ghana Education Service was on Monday afternoon apprehended for allegedly defrauding a parent at the Ghana National Association of Teachers NAT Hall in Accra. A parent who fell victim to the alleged scam, Mark Frimpong, explained that he decided to seek assistance from an external force out of frustration to get his adopted daughter admission as the new academic term begins. He further disclosed that he paid 1,400 Ghana cedis out of the 1,500 cedis the alleged imposter had requested to enable him hastening the placement process for his child. However, things went south and the parent alerted the police.
Last week Tuesday, I came here for replacement of my daughter. Actually, it's my adopted daughter. So when I looked at the situation, the pressure too much and may not be able to get to school. And the woman was worried, so I decided to take the footstep on my own. Even I lodged the complaint to my honorable. Where is coming? So he asked me to pay 1,500 Ghana cedis. I said, oh, look, I don't have that money. So what do? I called the madam, and madam, even I was in front of Kumasi, when he was giving me pressure that if I don't send that money to him, there will not be no replacement for him. So if I send money to him, that is on Saturday, by Monday morning, when you go and check, it will be ready. But I have to make sure that I will bring the balance of 500 Ghana cedis. So this morning I came with 200. She refused to take the money. So it's a sense that if I don't pay the balance, there's no way I can get replacement for the girl. Meanwhile, I've already given him 1,000 Ghana cedis. That's on Saturday, mobile money. I have the name and everything here with me. Okay, fine. Then I let the mother send the balance of 300 cedis, and 300 cedis and 500 cedis, and I add to it. And he give me a number. This is the number that he gave to me. I should send it to this number right now. And I send this money to this very man, the 400 balance, I send this right now.
The alleged fraudster, Francis Ekobonzi, in an interview with Citi News, narrated his side of the story.
Well, I know this man. I was here on Friday. Okay, and then he wanted a replacement to be done. And I said, okay, I can help her. I can help him get a replacement. Okay, so there is a kind of amount of money that he has to pay, then we give you to.
How much?
Well, he has given me 1,004, and I said by the close of today, is not being going to be provided. He explained this. Well, my man just let me say consult them that this and that and that, and
what
he explained the situation that he has given me money, and I've assured him that I can help him for the school to be changed, but it has not been done.
Did you take the money from the?
Yeah, he did not.
Where do you work? Do you work here?
Yeah.
Do you work with?
I don't work with GS.
So why?
Like the situation was that I saw this man and was very worried. Like someone has helped me get a school to some few people I brought. I'm more of like an agent. Okay.
An agent? How long have you been doing this?
Well, I work with my boss.
Who's your boss?
He's called Mr. Robert.
Does he work with GES?
No, he also have someone. He has someone here that normally, if then there is a communication.
Speaking to Citi News, the deputy coordinator of the Free Senior High School policy, Nana Afraska Mensah, noted that the unfortunate incident should serve as a deterrent to others. She cautioned guardians to accept the school placements the awards have been given and desist from engaging in transactions with third parties.
Ever since we started, I think last year someone was arrested. This year, today is the first time we've arrested somebody. So we keep on telling parents that they shouldn't engage people outside. They should rather come to the hall and talk to the staff from the secretariat, but they are still engaging people from outside. Meanwhile, they will pick it and then they will bring it to us for us to resolve it. They will take it and then engage the staff here.
However, parents and students continue to lament over the slow pace of the computerized school selection placement process.
I came here since last week, 3 times in last week. This week, once. I did. So I've write it and give to them. They will get the school.
I'm here to change a school for my daughter. We've been here since last Thursday. Monday last week, I do it for her. So that's what we've been following 2 weeks now. From last Thursday to
state-assisted burial for former Black Stars winger Christian Atsu, who died in a Turkish earthquake. Now, the president says the country is devastated with the news of Atsu's death, and the family of Christian Atsu were at the Jubilee House on Monday to officially inform him of his death. Citi News' Sami Riafe has more.
The delegation was led by GFA President Kurt Okreku and close family relations of the footballer. Though a date was not announced for the funeral, Kurt Okreku says the GFA was working closely with the family to give Christian Atsu a befitting burial.
To officially inform you about the intention of the family to work closely with the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the Football Association, and the government led by your good self to give our brother a befitting burial. Christian Atsu was a very, very dedicated footballer who had 66 caps for the Black Stars. The height of his career was in the year 2015. He was also selected as a member of the team of the tournament. And most importantly, he was voted the best player of the tournament in the year 2015. Christian Atsu served the Black Stars with all his heart. He served all national teams as and when he was called upon. And until his demise, he was still a member of our team.
President Akufo-Addo, who expressed sadness over the death of Christian Atsu, says government will assist the family to give Atsu a befitting farewell. He says government will make the forecourt of the State House available to the family for Christian Atsu's funeral.
I know this must be a very difficult moment for you, but I think our responsibility is to give you as much support as we can. It can never erase the loss of this very brilliant man. But there it is. I always console myself with the thought that at the end of the day, no matter the circumstances, it was his destiny that he be called in this tragic way. And people soccer and to the development of sports in general. So I've asked the Chief of Staff, who unfortunately is outside Accra today, to make sure that we organize a state-assisted funeral for Christian Atsu.
Let's go to Nigeria, where collation is still ongoing at the Independent National Electoral Commissioners Center in Abuja. This comes 2 days after polls aimed at replacing Muhammadu Buhari ended in the West African country. In the following report, Citi News' Hanson Ajaman looks at how the various candidates are faring.
The 2023 Nigeria presidential since the country transitioned from military rule to democratic rule in 1999. For many analysts who follow Nigerian elections closely, the difficulty to take an educated guess at who is winning 2 clear days after polls is evident of its competitive nature. The elections have been held at a time where there's considerable concern about the state of the economy, security, and the level of involvement of the youth in the leadership class. 18 persons are yearning to replace Muhammadu Buhari as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But just as predicted prior to the polls, the pattern shown by the results so far suggests a keen race between Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress, Atiku Gun on Saturday saw voters mass up at various polling stations to cast their ballot for over 6 hours. The elections are reported to have started late due to the late arrival of election materials. A number of observer missions were present in Nigeria to observe pre- and post-election processes. A joint preliminary statement from the International Republican Institute and the National Democratic Institute have indicated that the late start significantly affected the closing time. These concerns have been reiterated by the ECOWAS Observer Mission.
After a careful analysis of the information received from observers deployed in the field, the mission notes the following. The late start of voting beyond the 8:30 a.m. opening time due to the late arrival of voting materials and in some cases the delivery of wrong materials at polling stations across the country. Incidents of violence, killings and disruptions were recorded in several states. There were postponements of elections in some polling units in Lagos, Imo, Bayelsa, Rivers, and Edo states due to electoral violence or logistical challenges.
The election is also reported to have been challenged by difficulties in the use of the BVAs. Despite these challenges, counting has been completed. Collation is ongoing at the national level. The Independent National Electoral Commission on Sunday afternoon officially opened the collation center with an explanation on how processes are expected to continue.
Collation of presidential election results conclusion of voting tallied and collated at the 8,809 registration areas or wards. The collated ward level results are tallied and collated at the 774 local government areas nationwide. Thereafter, they are tallied and collated in each of the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory. The collated figures for each state and the Federal Capital Territory outcome of the election will be made by the returning officer for the presidential election.
As part of processes to ensure efficiency, the INEC assured to upload the results onto its website before announcing the collated results. But it appears this have not been adhered to strictly, as the PDP has lamented failure of the Independent National Electoral Commission to upload the results. This resulted in an exchange of words between chairman of INEC and a former senator and a member of the PDP.
Is what he presented. We cannot continue collation. It's not possible. Not allow it. At least the collation officer must tell us that what is presenting is in consonance with what was uploaded. If that is not done, then there's an infraction of the Electoral Act, and we will not allow it. And we cannot continue collation. If the returning officer cannot guarantee Nigerians that what is uploaded is what is presented, there's a fine for that infraction, and we have to pay that.
Thank you.
You have not addressed our presentations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Coalition Secretariat, any more? Thank you, Reg Kwara.
If a coalition officer will not come up and tell us that what is uploaded is you don't want to show us, you don't want him to tell us, one of the two must happen. We are Nigerians who will defend. Make sure that the writing is done. If there is difficulty in uploading it, there's no difficulty in the returning officer telling us that what is uploaded is what is presented. And if that is a lie, we'll meet in the court of law.
Okay, thank you very much. Next state.
No, we cannot have another state, sir. We cannot have another state.
You are now being.
We cannot, sir.
You are now being disruptive.
I am not disrupting. The Electoral Act says that what is uploaded
you are now being disruptive.
You can bundle me out, but the writing must be done. I'm a party agent.
You are now.
That is what the Constitution
You are now
says.
being disruptive of the process.
I am not being disruptive. I'm asking what is uploaded is
Next,
The collation is ongoing and results for some states have been announced. One of the states to be announced early was Ekiti State.
The number of votes received by the presidential candidates of each of the political parties are as follows. Party AA, 29 votes. Party AAC, 108 votes. Party APC, 201,494. Party NN, 89,554 votes.
Collation results of INEC, monitored by Civic Hive, revealed that results for some, for instance, Peter Obi of the Labour Party, 4 votes against Bola Tinubu, who garnered 572,606 votes. This has been surprising to some, as Lagos is regarded as a favorite state for Tinubu, as he has been a former governor of the state and he is credited for making Lagos the trade hub of today. Peter Obi also recorded great support in the Enugu state, attaining 93% of the votes, with Tinubu having 1%, while Atiku got 3%. As of the time of filing this report, Peter Obi was leading in states such as Plateau, Taraba, Anambra, Delta, and Edo, even though the results were not complete from all local government areas in these states. A number of states have rather recorded a tight race between Tinubu and Atiku. So far, Tinubu is leading in states like Niger, Kwara, Oyo, Ogun, Ondo, as well as Ekiti, whose results have been collated fully. Similarly, Atiku is leading in states like Osun, Adamawa, Yobe, and Buchi. The Labour Party has, however, challenged the validity of some of the results.
that confirm that manipulations of the presidential elections results have occurred in Lagos, Rivers, Imo, parts of Edo State, Delta State, and some northern states. These manipulations were carried out under the watchful eyes and connivance of police officers at the various election units and INEC offices.
In a tweet which has been linked to this protest, the Labour Party has asked all party agents to send captured image results at the polling units and ward levels to a WhatsApp number. It is unclear when all the election results will be collated, but according to Nigeria's election laws, for a president to be elected, the candidate should win the popular votes in over 25% of the vote in at least 24 of the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. This suggests that if any of the three leading candidates fails to meet this criteria, there will be a runoff.
This is still the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV, still to come. Office of the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Ni Ashimor, ransacked by unknown persons. We'll bring you the details of this and many other stories. Do stay with us.
Creamy Plus is a fully skimmed evaporated milk. Creamy Plus is available in a shop near you.
This message has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Oh, today he has been extra sweet, and the way he looks at me.
I have done everything by the book. It's on. Hey, but I have to get some condoms, Charlie.
Using a condom will protect you and your partner from HIV, STIs, and unplanned pregnancy. Condoms are an effective way for protection against HIV infection. Don't take risks. Use a condom every time. Always come prepared.
This advert is brought to you by the Ghana AIDS Commission and Ghana Health Service.
Galamsey man and woman, chiefs, Papa Farmer, Papa Soldier and Policeman, Mr. DCE, Mr. Politician and Businessman, Mr. Foreigner, your greed is destroying our future. You are selling our precious rich farmlands, you are destroying our forests, and you are destroying our water bodies. You are gradually emptying our country of our prized cocoa through illegal mining. You may be doing this today for gold and money, but tomorrow this country will lack drinking water, our forests will be depleted, and we will have next to nothing from cocoa exploitation. If we do not end this, your sons and daughters will live in a very dark future, filled with diseases, violence, famine, and poverty. We have the power to correct the wrong by standing together and supporting government to stop the pollution and destruction. There are community mining and alternative livelihood programs happening in your communities. Sign on and mine the legal and responsible way. Ghana, let's unite and work together to end Galamsey. This message is powered by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and the Minerals Commission.
You're welcome back. Now, the office of the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Ni Ashimo, has been ransacked by unknown persons. Reports available to Citi News disclosed that the incident occurred on the dawn of Monday, February 27, at the office at Teshi First Junction in Accra. According to the displaced staff who work closely with Mr. Ashimo, a laptop belonging to the regional chairman was stolen and other properties were vandalized. Citi News' Akosia Ochre was at the scene and brings us more. Akosia, tell us more.
Where I'm standing currently is the Fertilizer Road that is at the First Junction area, a suburb of Teshi Nungwa in Accra. Behind me is a building that has an inscription, Ice Plus Purified Drinking Water. It is a water company, manufacturing company, and to its left is an MTN office. We also understand that there are offices in there that runs different businesses belonging to the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Emmanuel Ni Ashimo. We have gotten an indication that unknown thugs came in here at midnight to ransack the offices and also take away some items belonging to the regional chairman. So we have one of the staff members here who works closely to the Honorable Ni Ashimo. He will tell us what exactly happened here at midnight. You're welcome to the Citi News.
Thank you. Thank you to your listeners.
Right. So can you give us a breakdown of what happened?
This dawn, we woke up when we reported to work this morning. We realized that thieves broke into the head office of Honorable Emmanuel Ni Ashimo, the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of NDC. They broke into our head office. Passing through the window of our cashier, they entered, and a lot of devastation. They took a lot of items from us, computers, laptops, monies. A lot of accessories has been carried away.
Okay. What was their entry point?
The entry point was the cashier's office through the back, the window here. That is where they have been paying money through. So that's where they took away the burglar proof and entered. From there, they broke into our electronic access system. We run an MTN money services also. So you can see the devastation. They've taken the items here. They've spoiled most of the things here, drawers, and the computers here has also been tampered with. This is our accounts office. Yes, this is where we have all the money. You can see, if your cameras go in, you can see the destruction again as well. Laptops have been taken, and the safes and things have been tampered with. Ever since our director becomes the NDC regional chairman, this is the third attempt in our office. That is why we are suspecting an arson or a foul play somewhere. Because we have been running this business over and over before he became the chairman of NDC. And since latter part up to this time, this is the third time. This is our director's office.
Right.
You can see, this is where our director's office, this is the reception. He receives visitors and then...
And you also need a code to get access inside, isn't it?
Yes. Before we give an access card to people that are working with us. So before anybody can come in, you have to have an access, or somebody has to lead you through. If not, you can't just walk in like that. So all the access system has been destroyed.
I'm seeing a lot of your workers here are very
demoralized. Everybody's down-spirited. And as I keep reiterating, the month has come to an end, and we need to pay our staffs. And now the little monies we keep here, or the monies we keep here, has been ransacked, and now you can see how everybody is standing worried.
So this is also the room where we understand the Honorable Ni Ashimo takes his nap when he's around and he doesn't want to go home.
He doesn't want to go home. This is where you can see the safe where we keep our monies being tempted with. This is personal room where he rests when he's in the office after his tiring day. So he rests here, he doesn't go home. You can see how they scatter and sack the whole place and scatter it.
So this is the level of destruction that has been caused by these unknown persons. Well, the workers here want the Inspector General of Police, Dr. Ekufu Dampari, to take keen interest in the matter.
We are lucky and we thank God, because it's as a result of his security arrangement that he himself was not in the office last night. Other than that, that is where usually he sleeps. So they would have captured him. It's a cause for us to worry about. We are employing on the IGP and the security agencies to swiftly take action on this matter for us so that we can identify the true cause of this problem.
From the First Junction Road here at Teshi Nungwa, I am Akosi Autry for Citi News.
Now, the National Communications Authority has served notice that it will, from March 10, 2023, begin disconnecting subscribers who have not completed their SIM re-registration process. The NCA began re-registration of SIM cards in October 2021 across the country to develop and build a SIM database with integrity, which will assist in curbing fraudulent activities. According to the ministry, it has fully registered close to 20 million Ghanaians. It, however, urged all subscribers to complete their SIM registration with their Ghana card to avoid disconnection. JHS pupils of the Akwape MA JHS in the whole municipality have been forced to study under the hot sun after their classrooms were locked up by the contractor of the 2 3-unit classroom blocks completed in 2021. The contractor locked up the school over government's failure to pay him for work done and wants to be paid immediately. There's more in this report by Citi News' Desmond Selassie Ago.
This is the Akwape MA Primary and JHS in Akwape in the whole municipality. Construction of these 2 3-unit classroom blocks started in 2012 and were left abandoned due to the non-payment of the contractor. The project was re-awarded in 2016 to a new contractor after the previous one left site due to non-payment. The current contractor also alleged that funds are yet to be released several months after completion of the project. This led to the closure of the classroom by the contractor.
It is not in our interest to see the children out of the classroom. It is never in our interest to deprive the community and the children of education. We are at this point because the MCE has taken a stand which nobody understands. And the way forward is for the MCE to tell us why he's not going to ratify the project for payment to be made. If that is done, what's our business? We open the place for the school kids to use. It's not in anybody's interest. The president of the land has taken a very bold step for every child to be educated. And if his appointees will not make that materialize, I'm afraid the president's vision for this country in terms of education will be defeated.
Assistant head teacher of the Akwape MA JHS who spoke to Citi News said, the closure of the classrooms will affect academic activities. He noted that they have no alternative than to study in the open.
In fact, it is a very sad day for us today to see this happening to our dear students. We are in the middle of the term. We are preparing seriously towards the term's exam. Unfortunately, we received the news that the doors are being locked. In fact, we have no other alternative as we speak. We don't have any other place to go. So we just have to close down the school and then wait for what the government will do for us. And it is very sad, very, very sad. And we feel, especially for our dear students, that we are preparing towards the end of term exam. And especially we also have the Form 3s. Very soon, day 2, we have a lot of topics to catch up with before they write their exams.
Assembly member for the Akwape electoral area, Joseph Boachi, spoke to Citi News on the issue and called on the whole municipal assembly to intervene.
It came to a time when classes were being held under trees. So I pleaded with the contractor to give it to us to be using as they continue with the projects. So as of this year, the contractor told me payments have never been effected. So this afternoon, I had a call from the headmistress that the contractor is on the site to lock the doors. And it is a very disheartening situation as we talk now. There is nothing we can do more than to pay him because the amount is overdue. Project started in 2012, more than 10 years ago, more than a decade. So we don't have anything to do more than to plead with him to come and open the classroom for us to enhance effective teaching and learning.
Meanwhile, the Home Municipal Assembly says the contractor urged and must follow the rights process to get the issue addressed.
Ethically and professionally, I am told by my works engineer that is how it is done, that it is not his fault that the money was not paid at the time and the job was still in progress, and this is his final payment. He shouldn't forget, he has not completed the job either. When I asked, there is a difference between a finished construction and then a completed construction. That project is called a finished construction. It's yet to be completed, and he must be advised accordingly that before he brings any other thing to me again to approve his certificate and other things, the job should be completed and handed over same.
Let me say the contractor in the sense that every contract has its own language. So if you know you submitted the claims, which is a contract has to be ratified and it's not forthcoming, you have to come to the assembly and find out as to why the signing of the claims is not being done. And honestly speaking, there isn't a contract document to peruse at the office. This is a contract that has a consultant. The consultant has to be advising the client what goes on. And at the time of the award of the contract, the current MC wasn't at the post. And there's no document available for him to substantiate what you are calling for. So what we did is totally uncalled for, to the extent that we're going to lock up the classrooms.
Pupils here at the Akwepe MAJHS will have to for some time study in the open following the closure of their classrooms by a contractor. Teachers and students here say this will heavily affect academic activities. Reporting for Citi News from Akwepe, I'm Desmond Selasiago.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Still to come. Tuwira Amanebafe Borenyi the First has been nominated as the next Yagbonra. We'll bring you the details shortly. Do stay with us.
Pepsodent is aware that globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. That's why by giving her Pepsodent, you're not only protecting her teeth, but also helping her grow up and thrive at every stage of her life with a healthy and confident smile, so she can succeed and achieve all of her dreams. Because every smile matters.
High sense, yet yes, as you talk, Nanso form da so yet din. Nesenti, Yashasha Bibi Sunko Kradia Mamo, Yatuni Din say, High sense super promo. Yanyamane Buono, Yasa Shinin Nebio, Empoya Fasompo, a year free so, said your bayan for so dear mount. Yakon first come, first serve, and Yamano sa, na sa, High sense super promo. Away showrooms in na. I will Ghana for na. High sense one amount 5 years manufacturer defective warranty. Ye never border from change ya kenina. A change ya kenina. High sense, change ya kenina. Na ye papa change ya kenina. Kayo, every 28 February, I call him 8 March. A ye High sense super promo. High sense, everyday prices for everyday people.
You're welcome back. Now, Tulwebra Amonebafe Borenyi I has been nominated by the Kingmakers of Gonja as the next Iyagbongra. Amonebafe will succeed the overlord of Gonja Sulemana Tutumba Boresa Jakpa I, who passed on 5th February 2023. City News' Savannah regional correspondent Richard Fogo reports.
On Monday, 27th February 2023, at the Jakpa Palace, the Kingmakers of Gonja went into conclave and, in pursuant to the traditions and customs of Gonja, announced the selection of the paramount chief of the Tulwe traditional area, Tulwawura Amonebafe Borenyi I, as the next overlord of Gonja. This announcement comes 24 hours after the 7-day funeral rites of the late king of Gonja, Jegbongura Tuntumba Boresa Jakpa I, was performed. The announcement was made by the acting head of Gonja, Sonyawura Kanyiti I. The kingdom received the announcement with lots of excitement and jubilations from all the chiefs, youth, and the general public across Gonjaland. The Gonjaland Youth Association say they are highly excited at the announcement and commended the Kingmakers under the leadership of Sonyawura Kanyiti I for upholding the culture and traditions of Gonja. And indeed, the selection of the next king demonstrates the strength of the kingdom to ensure peace and development of Gonjaland. Mohammed Amin Usman is the president of the Gonjaland Youth Association.
We are happy about it, and all that we want to do is to pray and hope that we get everybody on board to give him the support. We've given a lot of support to the late Yagbora Tutumba Boresa. We are expecting a lot more within this time for the new king. We are happy as a youth, and it's an exciting day for us. And so we are calling on everybody, let us see how best we can put ourselves together. The kingdom is one, and that is unique to the new king, and then we'll also put all measures in place to across the country and then outside.
Affair will be done.
We don't expect this to go beyond a month, even though as a youth leader, and I know and we are going to have the coronation done.
Rise of the year Jegbongura Tutumba Boresa will succeed his father, who has been excited. The youth
for the City Newsroom on City TV. Subscribe to CityTube on YouTube for more exclusive video content from City TV. You can also watch City TV on DSTV channel 363 and on GoTV channel 182. My name is Eno Safo. Many thanks for watching.